ISO to the NDs. Jeray, yeah, we cruising through. In that 97 Cutlass, strolling through the air. Bass booming, it's a party inside the slab. It's whatever, baby, you could put it on a tab. Blessings in the wind, shall I see it, then I grab. Ay. Probably with the set, making bangers. Spare time, we be riding swingers. Pushing on them gears, pushing on them gears. Out here, and we swinging. Watch for the scanners, watch for the scammers. We be setting standards, we be setting standards. Only going forward, ain't no going backwards. Anytime we in the booth, it's a fire hazard. Put some datings on it, now they hating on it. Supreme clientele, they was waiting on it. Pontiac, Firebird flying on them. I got a need for speed, I'm a Florida on them. Gran Turismo, running game on them. This is custom kitted, whip the paint on them. Forza Motorsport, change lanes on them. Twist the metal gang, throw the flame on them. Hey, probably with the set, making bangers. Spare time, we be riding swingers. Pushing on them gears, pushing on them gears. Out here, and we swinging. Watch for the scanners, watch for the scammers. We be setting standards, we be setting standards. Only going forward, ain't no going backwards. Anytime we in the booth, it's a fire hazard.
Woke up feeling blessed, I ain't dealing with no stress today. Staying to myself, cause I won't let them get the best of me. We been pushing forward, we ain't focused on what's yesterday. They wanna know the formula, can let them know the recipe. Whoa, metal to the floor, hear the engine roar. Pull the top down on the two doors. You can't push no buttons in this new car. Can't let them push our buttons, we came too far. Sometimes you gotta remind them what you do it for. We done came up, we was too poor. Got the butters on the feet, we from New York. They can feel it in our body, know we too pure. We was too mature, way before 24. I got kicks up in my closet that I never wore. We was down bad, now check the new score. They know it's ISO to the indie, we the new norm.
97 Cutlass, strolling through the air. Bass booming, it's a party inside the slab. It's whatever, baby, you could put it on a tab. Blessings in the wind, shall I see it, then I grab. Ay. Blessings in the wind, shall I see it, then I grab. Ay. Blessings in the wind, shall I see it, then I grab.
Ay. Probably with the set, making bangers. Spare time, we be riding swingers. Pushing on them gears, pushing on them gears. Out here, and we swinging. Watch for the scanners, watch for the scammers. We be setting standards, we be setting standards. Only going forward, ain't no going backwards. Anytime we in the booth, it's a fire hazard.
Give me the loot. Might lose some battles, but winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up. Get up and go, I stay ready for more. Go to the toe till I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself 8 times, no trick, trust. Give me the loot. See now we going high stakes. This ain't clickbait. This a risk take, this no mistake. I was born to do it. I was born for music, I just get into it. I can't get influence when I'm near influence. No genre music. We go rap back to pop, pop back to rap. Country on the track. I was once broke, I was down bad. Swear I'm never going back. I'm from upstate where we see a little bit of this and some of that. Little city and some sticks. Watch me put it on the map. Someone get attacked. If you're not first, you're last. Life is a race, don't you lag. I get a bag and I stack. The reason I taxed was not cause they needed me. Got all of mine equally. I see what they need from me. Blood, sweat, and tears from the frequency. Now you believe in me. Cheers for me. Give me the loot. Might lose some battles, but winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up. Get up and go, I stay ready for more. Go to the toe till I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself 8 times, no trick, trust. Give me the loot. Word on my palm at the top of the game. Still unashamed, no one to blame. Took all the L's and I rose from the pain. Can't have the sun without seeing the rain. And it rained down when the rain came. See the time change, rolling plain Jane. You and me are not the same, stop saying things. Yeah, they talk, I don't say a lot. I just walk, so I'm moving loud. Really keep it low key, I don't like crowds. Really keep it OG, I don't like clowns. Really keep it just me, I'm the best out. I don't try to keep up, I don't stress out. I don't cash no checks cause the checks bounce. I don't chat about that, I'm the best out. And I did all of this with a pen and a pad. Ship up the tech, got the notes in the lab. Remember the days when I want what I had. Still want more, guess I'm stuck in the past. First to your last, fast lane, chuck up the deuce when I pass. Give me the loot. Might lose some battles, but winning the war. I get knocked down, I get back up. Get up and go, I stay ready for more. Go to the toe, I level the score. Never gon' quit. Heard you seen some, but you never seen this. Bet on myself 8 times, no trick. Give me the loot.
Hey, all work, no pleasure. I ain't here to make friends, big stepper. Hey, bad guy, Heath Ledger. Ready for wherever, I'll be front and center. Don't fly too close to the sun, your body chopped up by propellers. Came in arrogant, but left out in a stretcher. The comparison, y'all know y'all couldn't replicate it. Chilling in the desert, I'm good under pressure. Stick around when we hold it down, look at what we found. This a marathon, not a sprint, let's go 100 miles. On the ground, when we to the clouds, never coming
down. Welcome to the official podcast of PHP Architect. Join us to listen to the latest news and tech talk from our conferences, the magazine, and wider PHP community.
Hello.
Go.
Hello. Been a couple of days.
You're listening to the official podcast of PHP Architect. This is episode 2025.08.07. I'm one of your hosts, Eric Van Johnson, and with me, as always, is the other host, John Congdon.
The other one. The one that doesn't count.
This podcast focuses on all things PHP and web development. We also touch, sometimes inappropriately, on the larger PHP community and the general life of being a developer. And of course, we're going to talk about our company, the magazine, the conferences, and all the other going-ons here at PHP Architect. We record every Thursday around 3 p.m. Pacific time. And the podcast is made just a little better thanks to our partners over at honeybadger.io. Honey Badger helps you deploy with confidence and be your team's DevOps hero by combining error, uptime, and performance monitoring in one simple platform. It's free to get started and setup takes only a few minutes. Be the hero your team needs. Suit up at Honey Badger.
.io.
.io. Come here, man.
Friends at Honey Badger, yes.
Look,
there.
I got guests. I got guests here. Back to
TJ.
No.
Oh, dude, I was gonna have the camera come on, and we were gonna do the whole cheating on your wife. You see the guy at the Dave Matthews Band? We should have done that.
My God.
Yeah, but you were out in the pool. I'm like, I'm not getting his wet ass up here for that.
No, it's all good.
TJ's hanging out with me for a few days. Really happy to have him here. So, yeah, man. Okay, where was I? Yeah. If you're not watching the live stream, you missed out on seeing the beautiful face of TJ Miller and a few other wonderful aspects of the live stream. But we do appreciate you listening to the audio stream. However, if you want to join our live stream, you can do that over on our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PHP Arch. And also pop into our Discord. Now, the Discord is the secret. The Discord is the next level key unlocking section where you can actually be part of the show and just chat with us, talk to us, see how things are going. And yeah, I think that's it.
I think you covered it. Good job.
I have a Miller, John. I have a Miller here in my house. I don't know what to do.
Is he light?
He's a light. He seems, well, he's white as hell. He's from Detroit, so. Yeah, but yeah, TJ, went pick TJ up at the airport this morning, so we're having a good time. Having a good old time. Well, you got to see TJ last week. We were hanging out with him, and where were we? Denver.
We were in Denver for Americon.
Hey, Nuno, CC Miller. I can officially call him Chris Miller. Christopher, I actually don't know if he likes to be called Chris, a PHP Architect team member, OFFC, and Ryan's. Corey, haven't seen you in a long time. Real happy you're joining us. So everybody in Discord, hey, Woods, missed you. Sorry about that, buddy. Didn't mean to miss you. But yeah, TJ was light enough. I was able to get him as a carry-on the way home. So we just threw him in the suitcase, brought him home. Always good to have an extra TJ Miller laying around when you need him.
Especially when you're trying to do some AI work.
Exactly. Dude, his talk was fantastic, man. I'm telling you, Prism's huge. I'm very excited to see what he's doing. He's getting really close to release 1. That was the fun thing about it. Like, I couldn't like give anything away. I mean, it's just like a thing, but like I got to see TJ's talk. I got to see all the iterations of TJ's talk because he was sharing them with me on Telegram as he is working through what he wanted to talk about and all that. So it was really like by the time we got to the conference, I'm like, yeah, no, I've seen this talk. Like it doesn't.
You didn't
Lucas Michael Dorinda. Also, Dorinda. Michael Dorinda made the trip from the land down under and joined us at Laricon. No, not us. I don't think we were a deciding factor on whether or not he came.
Of course we were. What are you talking about?
It was real cool to see Mr. Dorinda. Dorinda, if you're in the Australian outback area, I don't know, Australia in general, Laricon AU is
because
just around the corner.
Australia is small. You can get from the north to the south real quick.
I'm pretty sure you can just walk it.
Yeah.
I was actually one of the few books I've read cover to cover, and I don't remember if it was called Walkabout or something, but it was about a guy who went to do a walkabout and didn't understand what a walkabout was and ended up in this like year-long journey of walking around the outback of Australia. I don't know if it was real or not, but it was a cool read nonetheless. Oh, Jeffrey, yes.
So Chris asks a question: if this is the official podcast, is there an unofficial one? I don't know. You're starting one that we can talk about? Just asking.
Yeah, we had a conversation about that actually. Yeah, we something's brewing, something's happening. So, yeah. Yes, I know I forgot to set up the other scenes. Thank you, John, for letting me know that. It was too late. Like by the time you tape it in, there's no way for me to do anything.
No, I know. That's what I meant. That's why I said we'll do it live. Before the show, Eric was saying there's something I wanted to do, and he couldn't remember what it was. So then he started the stream, realizing he didn't make sure all the scenes were set up.
I didn't set up the scene here. I'm gonna actually do it. Like nobody's even gonna notice I'm doing it. I'm just gonna do it, and like nobody's gonna even notice and be like, "Wait, what's happening?" And like, boom, and boom, and boom, it's up. Now we're back over here. Look, nobody even saw that, especially the audio listeners. So, Laricon, John, that was what, your second Laricon?
That was my second one.
What were your thoughts?
The first one I went to was New York, right? And then skipped a few years and then went to Denver.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the first day. Watching TJ's talk and Nuno talk was great.
The Pest, right? The Pest 4. Oh my God, we're gonna get into it, but yeah. Pest 4 is right. We'll get to it.
Yeah, that was exciting watching that. That makes me wish I was a Laravel developer.
You could be, John.
Could be. Yeah. So all in all, it was fun. Although I did take the second day off to go flying because I am an addict and wanted to get my feet off the ground. So
he's not exaggerating. Like he's like, I think I'm gonna miss like the first talk or two, and then I'll show up and like around 3:00 in the afternoon. He's like, yeah, I'm getting back to the hotel. John,
I brought my wing with me out to Denver to do some paragliding.
I went to pick him up to go to the airport. You think the guy was like he was going on a walkabout in Australia for a year. The guy had so much shit with him. It's like, oh my God.
I joked that I was moving out because I had my suitcase, which I brought a big suitcase because I had elephants and other stuff to bring with me. My wing, which is a big old backpack, my normal backpack with my laptop. So I had that on the front of me, the big wing on the back of me, and my golf clubs, because we were going golfing with the Laricon people, and
you were?
Yeah, so I ended up flying Monday morning before we golfed. And then I went back on, what was that, Wednesday, the second day of the conference. And like you said, I was only going to go in the morning. After my first flight, I'm like, I'm going to go up for a second flight. So I hike back up. It's a mile hike and it's 700 feet of elevation. And I get back up there and there's probably like 15 pilots up there. But there were 2 students that were they had their wings all laid out, ready to launch. They just took forever to launch. So the rest of us are waiting, get out of our way so we can launch. And then in the middle of that, we watched somebody launch from another location, probably a couple miles south of us. And we watch him boom way up high above the mountain. And then all of a sudden his wing collapses and he's like flipping and spinning and doing all sorts of weird stuff that he didn't mean to do. So then he threw his reserve parachute and ended up crash landing. So that also took additional time. So we all just kind of sat up there for a good hour and a half, 2 hours waiting to launch. Took time.
Yeah, you had a good time though, right?
Yep. Had a blast.
Yeah. So I've shared this with a couple people now. Me and I'm gonna call him out. I don't know if he wants me to mention it, but Marcus and I were having a conversation. Marcus Moore, fellow SD PHP and former Diego Dev employee until we fired him or he quit. I don't remember the details exactly, but he's no longer works for us. Anyways, he was at Laracon, and we were like talking about how much Laracon has changed since we've been going to it. So I don't know. I think Marcus has been going since the first one. He might have missed the second one, I forget, but I'm pretty sure he went to like the first or second one, I forget, very early. I started on the third Laracon. The first Laracon that was in Louisville was the first one I went to. And Marcus and I guess, knew each other already back then or something. I feel like we knew each other. Anyways, we were talking about it. Yeah, I was like, man, I said, back then, so I think the first Laracon I went to, I think I remember Taylor saying that it was 300 people, which was a huge jump from the previous year. So 300 people was crazy. And I just remember like then even like getting into New York, hell, I would even say getting into, well, this was the first year that I recall where the presenters, like, I feel like maybe it's happened before, but this was the first year it became like very apparent where like it used to be all the presenters were geeks, right? They were us. They were PHP developers. You knew them from the community. Like they were like people you knew. And like this year, I feel like there were presenters up there. Like I'm kind of like, who's this person? Like, are they a developer? They're not a developer. Like what do they do? Why are they here? Which is fine. I mean, like the conference is the conference is huge. Like, what do you think, John? 1,500 people there?
Probably. It was a lot of people.
A lot of people. One of the really nice things they did this year, thank you so much, Laravel team, for doing this, is they separated the vendors from the actual conference. The last couple of years, the vendors have been in the same space as the actual conference that was going on, and it's just unpleasant experience for everybody. But they separated them this year, which was huge, because when you're in there, you're watching, you're not distracted by conversations behind you of people trying to understand what's going on. So that was nice. But the other thing, and I think I even said something to John, it's like this was the first year, like Laravel itself, you knew when Taylor hired somebody at Laravel, you knew that person. Again, somebody in the community, somebody you've been following on Twitter for a long time. Like it wasn't a surprise when Taylor, like Nuno works for Laravel, right? When Taylor hired Nuno, it's like, of course Taylor's going to hire it. The guy is a genius. Like, why wouldn't he hire Nuno? Yeah, this is what he does. And like, it was like that. Now, I didn't know anybody. Like all the staff, Laravel staff people, I'm like, I have no idea who that person is. Like, I don't know. I would say I didn't know anybody. I mean, obviously Nuno still works for him, and a lot of people who were there are still there, but there were so many people. I did not have any clue who they were, what their role was at Laravel. There's just like so many people now.
They're up to 90 people now.
That
And
can't be right. You can't be like, you can't tell me there are 90 people working at Laravel.
yeah. So a couple of them that were helping run the golf tournament, like I wish I was better with names, but I think she'd only been there like a month and a half, and I think she was a designer. So like it's not all PHP geeks. Like they now have people running departments, so they have management and they have.
Oh, he had a person like in charge of AI initiatives or directives or something. It's like what?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so crazy, so crazy. But good time. I will say Laravel. I mean, it's one of those things. Conferences. If you've ever tried to organize a conference, you know the pain point of the first day of the conference in the flood of people trying to check in, right? So we have it at Tech, we are very loosey goosey. Like if you come in, don't tell anybody this. This is like not this is not established truth or anything. But if you happen to walk in the day before and we're in there and you say, "Hey, can I check in?" We might check you in. Like it's just like, it's that. But like, we'll have a couple hundred people for the conference, and like if we do that, we still get a rush the first day, right?
Mm-hmm.
When everybody shows up, we still get a rush. Imagine 1,500 people of a rush. It was insanity.
And we're in a hotel, like there's no security to get in. This is at an actual like concert venue where the people that run that place have their own security lines. They're checking your bags. You can't go in. It's like, we're a bunch of geeks. What are we
exactly?
What are we protecting people from? But you have to have your bags checked. They could have done a better job with the lines because they had tables on. You're funneled in within gates, and then they have tables on both sides where you can line up based on your last name, A to C and D to F or whatever. But it wasn't clear. There was no clear lines. And because the tables were kind of angled into that middle section, those lines kind of clogged that entire section. So if you're trying to say, "Hey, I've got my badge, I just need to get through," it's like, well, we don't know where the lines are. You can't even get through.
Right. Yeah, because we actually were able to get our badges the day before because we went to the little golfing event. So I'm just trying to get into the facility. And like, I couldn't figure out what line I was supposed to be standing in just to walk through security. Because like John said, it just all kind of collided together there in the middle. I don't think like half the people standing there didn't know what line they were standing in.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was and again, when you have that many people, like you got to do a better job at that check-in process. Like seriously, it's not like you didn't have the real estate to stretch that out on one side and like really get people,
that whole like as you're walking down that cavalcade, it basically is what it felt like. You could have the table set up on there, like
right.
Here,
that's how I felt. Yeah,
and then get to that corner section where we made the turn in. That would have probably helped a ton.
Yeah,
but,
and I mean, it's just cracks me up how many dirty looks you get when you say, "Hey, I'm a podcaster. Get out of my way." Everybody's like, "What? Like, do you know who I am? I'm a podcaster."
It works with one or two people. They moved out of your way. Only because you scared them being so big.
It was a good time though. I had a good time. Laracon, I do enjoy. I like Laracon obviously because we don't have anything to manage. Like we don't have any work to do. It's just like being there. And there's so many people I have in the Laravel world who don't go to a lot of other PHP conferences, although I keep bugging them about going to Tech, of course. But yeah, it's always good to get caught up with my Laravel peeps out there. So they do when I call them that.
Can I rant about the golf tournament?
No, I've already told you don't do this, man. Don't get people mad at us.
I'm not mad. I appreciate how hard it is to run things, how hard it is to organize things. But when you're organizing a golf tournament, people expect golf. I still don't understand how they're.
Felix.
So it was all for charity. Like our two foursomes were very loosey goosey with the rules as far as our opponents on the first hole all lost their ball. Eric and I were actually the only two people that hit the green, which was weird because we're not golfers. So we get up there, our team takes my shot, and then Eric's like, "Why don't you guys just use my shot?" again, being for charity, we didn't care as much. Other than, I don't know how you can award a winner when we only played 6 of the 9 holes and everyone played a different 6 holes, and there were 2 different sets of 9 holes. Like, the variables were so wonky. How does anyone become the winner and earn money for their charity? Like, it was, I don't understand.
John is actually being very polite, and I appreciate him on this.
I'm trying.
But
I'm trying so hard.
I did have a little bit of a gripe with it. So, like John said, this was a golf tournament. First thing, the funny thing about it is our first hole, the first like 15 minutes was me arguing with somebody to get off the goddamn green so we could tee off. It's like, but so what happened? And I get why they did this, right? So they're sending out emails and they're like, hey, if you need clubs, let us know, and we'll rent clubs there. And obviously I don't have clubs. John had clubs. I'm like, I don't have clubs. So later on they sent an email like, hey, since so many people need clubs, we're going to only have one rental club bag per foursome. And that's understandable. And you think about it, like, so many people are traveling. So many people aren't going to travel with their golf clubs. But they did say in the email, if you can bring your own clubs, that would be very helpful. I'm like, okay, I understand that. So John actually went out of his way, paid extra money to bring his golf clubs, because he was also bringing his big balloon parachute thing. So, that does not fit in the overhead compartment, much like the golf club. So anyways, he meant his his limit and whatever. So he was nice enough to bring his clubs. And then we get there. I'm not a great golfer, but the month or two leading up, I bought like a net and a driver and been like hitting drivers in my backyard just to kind of get an idea, try to get that feel back. Because John and I did golf there for like a brief moment in time, way back when we started.
Many years ago, yeah.
Yeah. And we get there, and I don't care. Like, I know I'm not good. I'm not going to worry too much about it. We literally golfed, what, John, 1.5 holes?
Yeah. I think I told people I probably hit the ball 6 times.
Yeah. Everything else, again, for charity, you have a lot of geeks, a lot of people. Like, in the 8 total people in our group, so there's 4 to a team, 2 teams to a group. I think John and one of the guys on the other team were like the closest to being golfers, with another guy who golfed a little bit. And then, unfortunately, I think I was the next tier, and that is a terrible thing. That is a terrible thing to say. So what they did to kind of make it fun and make it engaging is they decided, okay, we're not going to golf every hole. Like, there are going to be holes that have challenges. I'm like, all right, that's kind of cool. Like, it helps keep, like, especially when you have a bunch of new people. First thing, you're playing best. It was a scramble, right? So you played the best laid ball. So everybody didn't have to play their ball. Just whoever hit the best shot, that's the shot you played. So that's done to help move things along. But then they added this challenge hole, which helped move things along even more. So, like, if you're slowing people down, you hit the challenge hole, you do your challenge, and you move on while the people behind you are still golfing their hole. It's a great idea. The challenges just didn't end. it just kept being a challenge after a challenge after a challenge. It's like, are we going to hit the ball again?
Well, that and the people running the challenges didn't necessarily know how their challenge worked. They're just like, you guys make up the rules, and the winning foursome gets a birdie and the losing foursome gets a bogey. Like,
yeah, exactly. and that's what I was saying. I was arguing with somebody to get off our green, because we didn't know this going in. Like, you didn't know how many challenges there were, but it just told you on the sheet whether you're starting the hole at the tee or at the green. And at the green, you assumed was the challenge, and at the tee, it wasn't challenge. That also wasn't always true. Sometimes the challenge was at the tee as well. But the person on our green was one of the people who was managing a challenge, and they were on the wrong hole.
They were supposed to be on
And
the next one.
I'm trying to like politely say, no, this is a golf hole. You need to move on. And it just like went back and forth. They're like, I don't know what to do, man. So it was fun, but yeah, John and I ended up golfing.
I got one of my favorite pictures at the golf. You carrying all those Lamborghinis.
All the Lambos. Yeah, my big gorilla arms.
That was funny.
What was funny, I was telling Beck. So one of the challenges was you set up on the tee, and your team loaded one person up with Lambos, these little squishy Lambos, which I stole one. I stole one because I didn't realize they were going to be like in the swag bag. So I'm like, I'm taking a Lambo. But anyways, they load up, me being the biggest guy, you know, I put my big gorilla arms out and they start stacking me up, and I realize, oh, I can lean back and like carry more. And of course, the other team sees me lean back, so they start leaning back, but their guys weren't nearly as big as I was. So I start walking, and I get like halfway down the fairway, and if you drop the Lamborghini, you lost.
If you dropped one,
yeah, if you dropped one Lambo, you lost. So all of a sudden I heard, oh, they dropped one. I'm already like halfway down there behind me. And I'm like, oh, they dropped one. And the guy's like, oh, they dropped it. You're fine. I'm like, no, I'm finishing the challenge. You don't understand how OCD works. I'm finishing it. So I'm like walking to the green. All of a sudden I see these Lambos come flying by my head. Like,
the other team just chucking them at us.
They're just chucking Lambos at me, trying to get me to drop. And it was great. We had a good old time. So that was fun. But yeah, we had a good time. That was good. PES 4. Let's talk about PES 4. I actually threw it up on here. So if you've been following Nuno at all, you know Nuno is the guy who created PES. Let me share this here. Share this tab. Go down here. And he's been iterating through them. And every year he seems to bring a lot of functionality. So PES is kind of a layer on top of PHP unit. It's just meant, I mean, it's actually a little bit more now, to be honest, with PES 4. But it was really meant to have more of a Laravel feel for writing tests. I know people either love it or, I wouldn't say love it or hate it. Like, I don't really know anybody that hates it. I know that either people love PES or people are like, I'll just stick with PHP stand, you know. And there's
PHP
no
unit.
wrong way. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah, PHP unit. There's really, if you're testing, then great. You know, just keep testing. But PES 4, dude, super exciting.
The browser stuff is like, I tried using PES before, and because I've used PHP unit for so long, I'm like, I'm just gonna use PHP unit. Like, I don't need this sugary syntax on top of it. But man, this browser stuff looks slick.
Game changer. Such a game changer. So there are other tools out there that do this as well. It's basically a headless, I don't know if, I assume a Chrome browser, but I'm not sure what PES is using. Nuno, if you're still in our Discord, feel free to let us know. But this simulates, like, you can see the syntax here on the screen. Like, you're clicking stuff, you're typing stuff, you're pressing login. Like, it's that real user experience, and not just, oh, hey, do you see this text? You know, if you do this, do you see this text?
And he took away the need to wait, because I have that all the time in the browser testing I use, where you say click on this and then you have to wait until you see something else on the page before continuing. And he took that away somehow in the background, like,
yeah,
understanding that you can't move on until the page renders.
Right. Yeah. Super exciting. I tell you.
And the Tinker stuff in there, the just being able to throw Tinker on and now you can be debugging. So if you can't get your test to pass for some reason, and you're just not sure why, you drop into Tinker, and now you can inspect where you're at.
Visual testing. Did you see this part?
Yeah. It
Dude.
was amazing.
So visual testing does opens up an interface for you to see the results of the test. And more importantly, again, if you're looking at if you're on the live stream or you're watching this first screen is kind of what you see. It doesn't make sense because you can't really understand what's happening, but you kind of see this like glob of data here.
So actually
something's different.
Right. The first time you run the test, you don't have the screenshots. So it assumes
right. Good catch.
If the tests all pass, it creates all those screenshots along the way and then stores that as a reference point. So test pass, this is what it should look like. Now, if you go and change your template somehow, this is what happens. And it says, hey, this test failed because something changed. The first one shows the two images literally overlaid on top of each other, and you can see in that little red yellow section something changed.
Right.
But now you want to say, well, what is that? I don't know what that is to go find it in my code.
And the very cool thing about the kind of the little nuanced stuff about this, or should I say the nuance thing about it, nuance thing about it, it doesn't have to be like apparent. Like it doesn't have to be like something you look at and say, oh yeah, this font's bigger, or it could just be like spacing, something very small. Like looking at the page, you wouldn't really notice it just looking at the page.
Right. It's down to the pixel.
Yeah, down to the pixel. Yeah. Like, here's a perfect example of it here. Like how, it used to be here and now it's here. And this whole slide thing, this is not photoshopped in. This is something you can do. You just slide it back and forth and see.
And you're seeing that the input is just a couple pixels off, but that changed. And maybe if you're okay with it, then you can pass an argument, say, no, the new snapshot is good. Like accept it, and it'll use that moving forward.
Right.
Kevin in Discord is saying, reminds him of using Ghost Inspector. Yeah, I mean, I used Ghost Inspector back in the day. It was great.
Yeah,
very similar.
It's also this is the other thing, compatibility testing. So you can actually do the testing on different devices, mobile devices. You can get very specific about the mobile device. He has like an iPhone 15 here. You can do visual testing on dark mode, in light mode. I mean, it's just, he really, really thought through this so well. And it's an open source project, so I'll give a ton of the credit, but he's also getting a lot of feedback of other people who are working on it. This was the first. I might have been in the camp of, if I'm going to do testing, I'm going to do PHP unit testing, because I want to be able to get familiar enough with writing tests where if I'm not in a Laravel app, I'm comfortable doing it somewhere else. This might change that for me. Like, I think I'm jumping on the PES bandwagon at this point.
I just think it convince you to write more tests.
Hey, you don't have to convince me. You have to convince Claude, or you got to convince me to tell Claude to write more tests. No.
Well, I've seen people using Claude to write to code in TDD. So Claude will write the tests first.
Test-driven development?
Yeah,
TDD?
with Claude.
Really? I never thought of that. Well, that's very interesting.
And people are doing some amazingly crazy things, and like using one Claude agent to write the code and then use another Claude agent to say, hey, one of my developers wrote this code. Will you review it? Because if Claude reviews its own code, it's like, oh yeah, it's great. But if you say it's one of your people's code and they're like, supposedly it's a little more stringent and checks it there's a little more mean on it.
So funny you should say that. We just had the conversation, I think yesterday actually, about getting moving on the new PHP Arch site. We've been talking about it for a while. I actually started building one, and I was kind of sort of happy with it and kind of sort of not happy with it. And, I've just been dragging my feet. And then tech came around and we started working on tech. And, oh, by the way, phptech.io is officially live now.
Yeah.
We're making changes, obviously, as things happen, but that is the official website. And per Discord's request or somebody's request, I don't know, it is an open source project. So you can go in, you see a problem with it, you can go in and fix it. But some nice little things here. Dark mode, light mode. The biggest request we had was a single page. People didn't want to click around, so everything is a single page. There are some modal pop-ups, but it's out there. If you see any wrong information or anything, let us know and we'll fix it, or you can fix it. You can submit a pull request. This is one of the things I don't like. I got to figure out why it's doing this. My modals, if you watch when you close a modal, you see that little flicker. It drives me crazy.
It also looks like it scrolled to the bottom by default.
No, I didn't. I scrolled to the bottom. I just did.
No. In the modal.
Oh, did it? Oh. That might have been because that's where I left it last time. I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that. I think it happens when I load the page too. Like there's a flicker. I'm seeing a flicker of some sort. I need to figure that out. But it's just a conference website, so that's here now. Did you see I added this little share link? Did you see that, John?
I like it. Yeah.
Did you see?
I did see.
Yeah. So that's out there. So open source, we'll throw the repo in the show notes if anybody's interested. It does have a database associated with it. It's a SQLite database. I think I even committed the database, so technically you don't have to run migrations or anything. But even if you do and you're in the seeder, I think I hard-coded the conference information in the seeder. So anyways, it's out there if you want. But we were talking about this, and that's when I realized, we need to get cracking on the Laravel conference website again. God damn it, I'm still saying conference. The Laravel website, the PHP Architect website. And what I did, with the tech site, I did a lot of vibe coding where I'm working with Claude. I'm so hooked on Claude right now. I don't know how that's going to ever change, but I am so hooked on Claude. It's not even funny. But when I went back to the PHP Arch rebuild, I pointed Claude to it. I'm saying, hey, some jackass wrote this site. Can you make it, can you give me your feedback and make it better? And Claude just like tore into it. He's like, oh yeah, this is crap code. Let me fix this. And it does actually look a lot better now, which hurts my feelings a little bit, but yeah, that's funny you should say that. I didn't even think about doing that. We should probably start doing that with some of our client code too, man. Client projects and just get that stuff out there. But did you see the latest build? Here, I'm gonna share this. I need to get to the website before I share it though. What is this? What is this website URL? Here it is. You guys can't see URLs when I share it. So very similar, actually. Now that I look at it, to the new. This is funky because I got my browser window small on this side. Oh, it's still funky. What happened there?
What do you mean?
This button up here. Look at that. Log in. Why is that? Yeah, weird. But my latest one didn't deploy. Oh, this isn't even right. This isn't even the latest. Weird. Anyways, now I got to see what's going on here. I guess
we don't.
What? Don't tell me no, John. Look at my new buttons, man. Look at them. Boop, boop. Claude did that. I'm like, hey, yeah, that does look better, Claude. So yeah, see how the button is here? That's the way it's supposed to be. Weird. I don't know why I actually need to take that other one down. So, all right. Anyways, yes, pests, very exciting. What else do we have? Let's move all this. Oh, you moved all that stuff over. Oh, all right. So I don't know why day one of Laracon What?
Why don't we hear from our sponsor or hear from our partners over at Honey Badger, and then we'll move on. That I like that idea.
What?
If I knew how
We
to
didn't
hit
talk about
buttons,
partners. You would have just done it.
I would have, but I'm not that. When your app breaks in production, you want to quickly understand and fix it, not sift through logs for the next hour. That's where Honey Badger comes in. Honey Badger notifies you of errors, outages, and performance issues as they occur and helps you respond instantly when your systems go down. When you need to dig deeper, Honey Badger's advanced query engine helps you reach into your logs and grab just the information you need. With error tracking, performance and uptime monitoring, log management, and support for over 10 languages, Honey Badger is the best tool to gain real-time insights into your application's health and performance. Best of all, it's free to get started, and setup takes less than 5 minutes. Be sure to bookmark honeybadger.io. That's www.honeybadger.io. Thank you, Honey Badger.
More partners coming soon.
Yes.
Very soon, actually.
Excited about that.
Yeah, super excited.
All right. Can I share a couple of funny PHP Architect things? Because I kind of told people I would talk about them.
Killing me, Smalls. Go ahead.
Wait.
Lay it on me.
They're frustration / business concern / you may have these same issues come up, so I'm saving you the hassle if you come across them as well. Stripe. We use Stripe for subscriptions, right?
This is not a paid endorsement.
It is not. It is an actual gripe that I have. I did a couple of things recently, right? We're trying new marketing. We're trying new marketing things. What?
Are you sharing?
I'm sharing. Because that's what I do. I share.
This is why when we offer discount codes, you guys want to jump on it quickly.
So, I don't use Stripe that often. I mean, not in the way I've never used it for subscription management, and I started using it, and we're like, let's try offering a 3-month free trial. Get people excited about it. Or worse, if you were at Tech, you got a 1-year free trial. You got a 1-year subscription to the magazine, but it works out to be basically a free trial on Stripe. Their products don't make any sense to me. I created products and then you attach pricing to it. So I created a digital subscription and I attached 2 prices. One is a monthly $4.99 and another is a yearly $49.99 price. Don't think anything of it. It's been working now for, I think we're over a year now, where when you click on the subscribe button, you're picking one of those 2 prices for the same product. When you add a coupon to a product, it works on both products. And even though you're saying, how many months does this coupon work for? Yeah, it's not months. It is billing cycles. So on a yearly billing cycle, when you say, I want to offer them 12 months free, you're really giving them 12 years free.
Yep,
I think I'm not 100% sure, but I think that's how it works.
So for Laracon, we had, if you were at Laracon and you talked to us, we probably passed you a Laracon code to redeem for 3 free months of PHP Architect. Yeah, if you signed up for a year subscription, yeah, you're getting 3 free years.
We think. I'm not guaranteeing that. I want to put that out there.
It's fixed too. So if you have one of those codes, you didn't already use it, John's already fixed it. So
Well, it also happened. We did this similar 3-month thing in our newsletter and on social media. So
great. Yeah.
So somebody reached out and was like, actually a couple people. So thank you to those white hats that wrote to us and said, hey, just so you know, this
Mr.
works.
Condon, didn't you mean to give us a test today? I know those people. Thank you for being you.
Yes, I appreciate it. So yeah, that was my fun at Lyricon when I saw those messages come in. I'm like, oh, this cannot be real. This can't be happening. And it was.
You
And
know what's fun?
I'm not going to be a jerk and go back and take it away from everyone that redeemed it that way. Even though I kind of want to be.
That's why John doesn't let me into straight, because he knows I would just like rip it all out.
It says number of months that this applies to. So I thought even if they purchase a year, and I'm not going to go test it because I'm not that smart. I assume that it's 3 free months, and then after 3 months, then you start getting billed that 1 year, that annual price.
Which makes sense, right? I mean, that makes sense. That's how I would think it would work too.
Yep.
So
that was my fun.
I think my subscription ran out.
All you gotta do is sign up.
I need to go.
I'll give
you a coupon.
I'll give you 3 years free.
I do need to go update my subscription because I got the email. I thought it was you being funny. I got an email from PHP Architect saying, "Hey, your subscription's about to expire." I'm like, "Whatever, dickhead."
The other thing was I saw one of our subscribers happen to have 2 subscriptions, a digital and a print. So I reached out to them saying, "Hey, just so you know, I saw this. I'm not sure which one you want. Can you reply to me?" And he responded and said, "Oh, wow, thank you for reaching out, even after I bashed your site." I'm like, "You did what?" Like, I don't remember seeing that at all. And then we have this great back and forth. Super nice guy. And I ended up saying, "Where did you send that email to? Because I've looked everywhere and I cannot find it." And he shared it with me. And when we send out a welcome email, it comes from order-notifications at PHP Arch. So I go and look, and sure enough, that should be going into Zendesk. So I'm now upset because I have proof that he sent that email, but it never showed up. Like, I don't know where it went or what happened. Others have made it in there, so I know that it works. I just don't know what happened to this specific one. So it's like, how many other emails are we missing?
Yeah.
So that kind of upsets me. But the complaint, actually, I'm going to read the other part first. Just upgraded from digital to print. Figure I'll get more out of it like that. So far, I've been delighted with the content of the magazine, both in terms of breadth and depth. Every month, I'm surprised to discover something I'd barely heard of, but can't wait to put into use. So thank you. Having that kind of feedback just touches my heart. It's like, great. But then complains about our site looking like it's from 2014. And he's not wrong, because I mean, it was developed by people starting back in 2012, 2013, and that took them. And then when we acquired it, now it's a legacy thing, and for us to take time away from client work, which pays the bills, to update it is hard. So I did reply to him saying, "Thank you for the feedback. Eric and I have been actually working on it slowly behind the scenes for years, and this might just help put that fire under us to complete it."
Yeah, I feel like it will definitely need that.
Yeah.
So, yeah, fun stuff.
Yeah, running a business is hard.
It's not even funny. Like everything you got to think of is just so incredible. So much work.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm happy I have you, so I can blame you when things don't work.
I was about to say, but then you like just
no. All right. Are we back on Lyricon? Or do you want to move on?
We can go back to Lyricon if you want. If you have more you want to talk about.
I have two more things I'd really like to talk about. You know me, right? I'm what happened? Did you stop sharing? I think I did. I think I stopped sharing. You know me, I'm a Livewire nerd at heart. Do love my Livewire. And Livewire 4 got announced. The thing that was hysterical about this is Caleb talked about, oh, I had this open somewhere because I had certain pieces highlighted. I didn't realize that highlighting doesn't carry over. Here it is. This must be the one here. Let me show this one. Where's that? Oh shit, I don't know where it's at. Somewhere in this article, it talks about how one of the biggest complaints is the different ways you can create Livewire components. Like John introduced, I do Livewire. Like I stay pretty connected to Livewire. I never looked at Volt because I just didn't understand the point of it. Because I had, Livewire, like Livewire already had like a single page sort of thing. But Volt was like, John started using Volt. I'm like, holy crap, man, I need to look into Volt. So that was one of the things. Like, oh, everybody is complaining like there's 3 different ways to create Livewire components. So I decided to fix all this and create a 4th way.
Really?
I'm like, yeah, man, that tracks. That's really good. I appreciate you very much. So yeah, there's now a 4th. Oh, here it is, right here. So there's 3 different ways to make Livewire components. His solution, a 4th way to unify everything. So yeah, there's this new single file component, which
is what Volt was supposed to be, I thought.
Right. And I was always kind of against that concept until I saw you do Volt. I'm like, all right, that looks, I think I see the benefit of that. And even this new way of doing the single file. So it's kind of like Volt, but different because of the conventions are a little better. So I do like this. What I actually really like, and I saw it here, which I'm technically calling a 5th way to do it, which it is. They have multi-file components. So in this counter example up here, this is the single file component. You can see he has his PHP code, he has his blade templating, and then he has some JavaScript in here. And this is all in one file. This is like the new norm, if you want to call it the new norm for Livewire.
They're doing it with not outside of Laravel. Like JavaScript's doing this a lot too. Like view components are trying to go to this single file, have your template and your code all in the same area.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, and I still don't particularly like this. So but the one he introduced here, the new multi-file component, I really like. So again, this breaks everything out again. So now you have a separate PHP file, a blade file, and a JavaScript file. And you're like, okay, how's that different than what you have now? The thing is the way you do it, the multi-file now with Livewire puts the controller under, whatever app, whatever that directory is. I think it's app. Is it app controller or app Livewire? I forget. And that's where your PHP code goes, and then your view stuff goes in the resources folder. So they're physically not in the same space in the code base.
Different folders.
Right. Whereas this new way creates this counter directory and puts everything in that directory. I really like this, and it's probably going to be what I end up going with, even though the single file does make a lot of sense. I don't know why I like this structure more. So I haven't actually used this, so I haven't gotten that hands on with what feels better. But yeah, so they're new structures. But the really cool part, and it's got to be in here. This is Tony Lee, by the way, who is a former SDPHP member who has moved on to other areas, but moved to other places in the world. He's no longer in San Diego. He's a Laravel employee now too. Did you know that, John?
I did not. No.
Yes, Tony works for, or he did. I assume he still does. Works for Laravel, but he's also the guy behind Dojo, which is a very cool site. I'm trying to find this other oh, here it is. Fucking island architecture. This thing is so cool. So Livewire components already, on their own is kind of cool, right? Because the actual component can refresh without refreshing the page. And islands even take it even so much further. Livewire Islands is a traditional Livewire components re-render the entirety on any update, right? But the island, see how he says it. Island allows you to isolate what you want to refresh in the component. So, like, if a Livewire component, 90% of it stays, static, and then like you have a little piece of it that needs constant updating, like a timer or something, you can put that piece that's updating in its own island, and it will only update that piece, just making it like so much more efficient in running, and performance is willing as well. Sorry, I have somebody talking to me. I'm trying to see what they're saying. Yes. Talk about PHP Architect before you go back to Laracon, John. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Appreciate that. So yeah, Livewire is continuing to bring very cool things to the table. There's just so much. So the cool thing about Livewire, the Livewire talk. Oh yeah, lazy loading of islands. So again, you can lazy load an island in Livewire, and it does that where it will render everything else around it and kind of give you the hint that something's loaded. It is so cool. The very cool thing about the Livewire talk is that you can watch it on YouTube. Day 2 of Laracon is out on YouTube, and we'll include a link to this all in our show notes. I don't know why day 1 isn't, because that's when Nuno's talk was, and what was the second talk we really liked on day 1?
TJ's.
TJ's Prism. Oh yes, freaking TJ's here. TJ's Prism was on day 1. I don't know why they didn't release day 1. Let me click over here. Videos. Yeah, it's all just like they're not here. It's just day 2. Yeah, here it is. Day 2. Day 2 is
it was right next to it.
Oh yeah, day 1. There you go. Go watch TJ's and Nuno's talk on day 1. I'll put all these YouTube links in our show notes, but really, really cool stuff. And I just want to say, all right, let me put this out there, because day 2 really made me come to this realization. Like we said, Laracon is not a small conference. I'm saying 1,500, and I think I'm being conservative. I don't know what the real number was. It was well over 1,000 for sure. I'm going with 1,500 because it's a nice round number that I can get my head around. But 1,500 people there. You have people like Nuno talking. They're talking about AI. Got TJ doing his Prism AI stuff, like all this crazy, high, like advanced stuff. Day 2, I walk in when I got to the conference because I had a meeting to go to in the morning, and then I get there. They're talking about TMUX. I'm a big TMUX guy, and they're talking like not stupid, crazy. My point being, you don't think you have something good to contribute to talk at a conference? You do. Like 1,500 people at a Laracon conference, and I walk in and they're talking about TMUX? Like, are you kidding me? Like, you guys, everybody out there, call for papers are open for PHP Tech. I don't care how small of a topic you think you have, how niche you think it might be, submit a talk. Submit a talk. You would be surprised how many people are interested in what you consider niche, or what you consider is like to me, I would have never thought to submit a talk on TMUX. I've been using TMUX for years. It's part of my regular flow. Like, I open up a terminal. I don't use Warp, the Warp terminal, because I use TMUX, and none of that Warp feature translates over to TMUX. And I'm just like, I'm not giving up my TMUX. I would have never thought to submit a talk on that. And here they are, Laracon, big auditorium, massive venue, crazy amounts of people. And there's a guy up there talking about TMUX. Really just basic stuff. There was another talk like that.
So that was done by Alex Six, who was on our golf team.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
He was on our golf team? I didn't realize that. Yeah, that was a great talk.
I only spent all day with him, but I don't remember him.
I mean, I didn't learn anything. I mean, I knew everything already, but yeah, there was another talk like that on day 2 where I'm like, yeah, that is like, that's the type of talk that people have just got to understand. Like, you feel like it's simple, but like people appreciate talks like this. I mean,
Yeah. Hey, Woods, you asked if Taylor gave a 2-hour talk. Yes and no. He didn't really give a 2-hour talk. His team took 2 hours. They went way over on day 1, but he was bringing out, everyone talking about AI and Forge and not Envoy because that seems to be going away, but Cloud was the other big one. So it was just all of their different open source and paid products, kind of giving an update of changes that they're making, things that are coming up, trying to build the hype around the Laravel products.
yeah.
That's them having 90 employees now because he's got all of these services on top of his open source product. So it's amazing how you can start something open source and it can turn into something. We've seen that with Snipey Head, right? Over at Grockability. A simple open source thing to track your assets for a company. She now has a $1 million company, paying her bills and employees, including Marcus Moore. He's working there.
Well, he had to find a job after we fired him, John.
That's true.
It was very important for him to keep working. So, yeah. Yeah, honestly. Forge. Envoyer, John said, might be going away. I don't think
I don't know. I don't know that.
Yeah, I just suspect it is because the updates they made to Forge, and we haven't even covered that, but the updates they're bringing to Forge is basically blending Envoyer and Forge together, which I don't understand why they didn't do from the get-go. Like, Envoyer was nice. The big thing Envoyer brought to the table, if you're not familiar with what Envoyer, these are all Laravel products from Forge and Envoyer. Envoyer brought the zero downtime deployment. So basically what Envoyer does is it every time you do a deployment, it basically does a fresh deployment in another directory. And then one of the last steps it does, once it like validates everything is good and everything's out there and everything's working, it cuts over to the new directory. Ironically, before Envoyer came out, I wrote a script that did the same thing. So like, it's not doing any magic you can't do yourself. It was just nice to have Envoyer just, click, 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 and it just did it. So Forge allowed you to do deployments, but it wasn't zero downtime. It deployed on top of itself in the same directory. Well, now they're bringing that zero downtime deployment to Forge, which just makes a lot of sense. Mm-hmm. It's just, so yeah, I think that, so because of that, I'm like, I really don't see the point of Envoyer anymore, which is funny because they're two separate products you have to pay for. So I'm fine getting rid of one of them. I kind of was on the fence with Envoyer for a while because, like I said, I had already kind of solved that problem, but it was just nice having not to worry about it.
Most of our stuff is on Forge anyway, not on like. There's not a lot on Envoy right now.
Right, Envoy is just like those big deployments that you don't want to have to take care of. So yeah, it's nice. So Forge has got some good stuff, but yeah, to John's point, yeah, Taylor came out, talked a little bit. So he did continue to, one of the things, if you've ever watched Taylor talk, one of the coolest things he does is he opens up a Laravel routes folder, and he typically goes through and shows all like the new things he's bringing to Laravel based on code he's written that he has in his routes folder. So you see him open up the routes file and it's like, oh, cool, we're going to see a demo. So he did continue to do that. I guess he was on the fence on whether or not he was going to do that this year. But yeah, he didn't talk really that much. Matter of fact, for the first time since I've started going to Laracon, I did not get a picture with Taylor Otwell. I didn't even see. I mean, we saw Taylor on the golf course, like for the event, but like that's like before the first day, and he's super busy. And I was going to be a pain in the ass, and we didn't do any of the after party stuff because I'm an old man, grouchy old man, don't don't like to socialize, so I didn't do any of the after party stuff. And I didn't see Taylor walking around the conference. I mean, I'm sure he must have, but I didn't see him walking around the conference at all. So, yeah, that or he's actively avoiding me, which could also be very true.
I feel like all the speakers and Taylor mostly seem to be backstage, or there were so many people there I didn't see him. I saw Nuno like out in the back at one point.
Yeah, I saw Nuno. Yeah,
So I did get to chat with him for a second, but it seemed like most of the speakers I didn't see. Like I never saw Aaron Francis around, but he was emceeing. Like he was backstage the whole time, and I heard he came to the rescue on one of the speakers who kind of froze up.
Oh, right. We did hear about that, didn't we? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was interesting to hear. Yeah, that was great. Yeah, so I do want to move on from Laracon because we are running a little long, and I do have another topic here I'd like to talk about. But I got several. Oh, god damn it! I want to talk about this. You got anything going on, John? You got a second?
Let's not go too long. How about we save and maybe we do a special like show before our next show if you want. If you really can't wait till next week.
Okay, of what I have in Trello queue to discuss, which one do you want to discuss?
Go with. I'm curious what your take on the third one down is, and then we'll save the layer.
Really, the third one down?
Well, I almost went second, but
yeah, we're doing second. We're doing second, whether you want to or not. But the third one, the one after that one, for sure. Okay, that's interesting. I thought the last one was the one I definitely wanted to talk about, but I'm okay saving that one for next week. That's fine. I'll move that
only because we've been talking about Laravel for so long.
That's all right. I understand what you're saying. It has a Laravel logo, but it's not really Laravel.
It's fine. Let's just save it. We need topics for next week. Eric has something he really wants to talk about next week. Stay tuned to figure out what that is.
Okay, real fast. You know, my new thing here is native PHP. Like I said, I have to do a talk on it this week at our
this month
at our user group.
So if you just wanted a reason to come to San Diego outside of all the other stuff you get to do, you could listen to Eric talk about native PHP.
Yeah, exactly.
Or tap dance. He may end up just standing in front of us all tap dancing. We're not sure what he's going to do yet.
Sarah's cracking me up. All right, I've done a little. I've talked a lot with Shane and Simon, of the native PHP team, and they've been very helpful. One of the biggest pain points, and one of the things Shane really helped me with, is if you ever do any this isn't really particular to native PHP. If you've ever done any mobile development that wasn't like the core Flutter or Android. What's the Android? What's the JetBrains Android? Flutter is the new Apple. But what's the Android? What's the JetBrains Java thing? Help me out, people.
JetBrains
Java. JetBrains Java is the new Android default. What is it? What's it called? What is it called, John? Brains. What is it called, John?
No clue what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about, John.
You're making words up.
Oh, Kotlin. help me, people. Kotlin, yes.
Chris to the rescue.
Chris, thank you very much. Good sir. Kotlin is I believe is the new default for Android. It might be the same thing with these. I don't know. But if you've ever used like Cordova, which we use, which is a JavaScript for mobile development, it's not React Native, but it's kind of the same thing. Anyways, any of these like things that you have to compile to mobile, the tool chain is fun to deal with. It's like one of the biggest obstacles to overcome is making sure you get all the proper versions of Java installed and get everything set up correctly. So Shane really helped me a lot with that because I was getting it built locally. I guess the native PHP team have their own product coming out called Bifrost, which is, if I'm understanding it correctly, and I hope I am because I've already subscribed to the service, it's a build as a platform. Bifrost is a complete SaaS platform for building and distributing mobile and desktop apps. So instead of you going through the pains of trying to build your mobile versions of both Android and iOS on your local machine, which is doable if you have a Mac, it's a little bit more challenging if you don't have a Mac, but it's something you can do. Instead of you trying to set all that up, they take care of it. Again, not a paid endorsement. Matter of fact, we're paying them to use it, and I haven't actually touched the product. But if you're looking at native PHP and you're interested in doing it and you're getting frustrated because you can't get your code to build because it's a pain in the ass, keep an eye on this. There is pricing. This is not a free service. It's pretty cheap for like low, like one user, one app sort of thing. So yeah. It's not even released yet. I've already signed up and I'm paying them and I don't have anything to show for it. So I might be talking shit about them next week. Hard to say.
And I wonder when they're going to get sued by Marvel.
Bifrost.
Well,
that's Greek.
Well,
right?
Well, okay. I mean, I guess all of it is.
Oh,
You got stay low key.
That's the same thing. Yeah.
Stay low key with Loki.
That's okay. I didn't even notice that the first time. Yeah. All right. So the other thing John wanted me, the other card. So all I put in here is cursor because I wanted to remember to talk about this. At walking around Laracon, again we're on Laracon, but this is not Laracon related. Eric Barnes, well, the Laravel news team. It was actually it might have been Jacob Bennett that was actually doing the interview, but he was walking around talking to people about the code editors they use. And Cursor has, like, I think we have a developer that uses Cursor. I looked at it. I didn't really try to use it. I'm like, I don't get it. It's VS Code with an AI plugin. Why are people so excited about this? PHP Storm has their AI plugin. Whatever.
PHP Storm now has an MCP server built into it. So if you're running Claude with the newest 2025.2 version of PHP Storm, Claude will use tools within PHP Storm to do work.
I don't think I knew that, John.
It's just came out, I think, this week.
Okay, I might have to put that. Actually plays into another card you didn't want to talk about. We'll talk about next week, but whatever. Anyways, so they were talking about people. A lot of people talked about using PHP Storm. That seems to be like almost the de facto in our industry right now. And we've said for a while now, if you're making money coding PHP, make the investment in PHP Storm. It just makes sense. They're really good to the PHP community. All that good stuff. Quite a few people said they use VS Code. Makes sense. VS Code is like the alternative to PHP Storm. A couple of people said they use Sublime, which is a Laravel thing. Like Taylor still uses Sublime, so you have your hardcore fans who continue to use Sublime as well. And even I think it was Michael Dorinda who proudly said, "I'm a NeoVim user." I'm like, "Fucking hey, Michael, I like you, brother." But I was surprised how many people said they used Cursor. And again, I still haven't actually used Cursor. This was really more a question for our Discord. Like, anybody out there using Cursor in our Discord? And can you vouch? Like, is it really that good? Like, is it not just like a plugin to VS Code? Because I don't understand what the hype is around Cursor itself. Like, I just don't get it. I don't understand what I'm missing.
I think it's probably still being used, but I think it also had its day. AI is moving so fast that, yes, Claude is the hotness right now, but that's why many people say, don't buy a year-long subscription to any of these things, because tomorrow Claude is going to be out the door and it's going to be something else that's taking its place. I had people at PhoneBurner that were big on Cursor when it came out, and now then it went from Cursor to Junie when that came out to now Claude being like superior to both of them, because things are changing so quickly. It's, you know, the tools are constantly changing as well.
So Christopher says Claude cursor's just the interface on Claude. I didn't even know that, Christopher. I thought being a VS Code, it was going to be Copilot, right? That's the GitHub one, Copilot. So it's interesting to hear you say this is just a. And John explained to me there's a difference between Claude and Claude Code. So Jeffrey in Discord mentioned he's using the terminal in Claude Code. That's how I use Claude. I know there's actually a Claude Code plugin for PHP Storm, which I don't even use that because it just opens up a terminal.
You do, yeah, but you do just by, if you run Claude within your PHP Storm terminal, it automatically enables the plugin, I believe.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Interesting. I didn't know that. But now what you're saying about Junie?
No, the MCP server.
Oh, MCP. That's what. Yeah.
That's just, it's giving tools to Claude MCP is general for any AI, giving access to tools to be used. So JetBrains has this amazing index, so now Claude can use that to find things easier. I believe that's the goal. But we'll be able to use other tools within JetBrains to accomplish tasks.
Yeah. You're going to have to help me with that. So I still haven't used Cursor. I was just really surprised to hear how many people are using. And I am not anti-AI. We've had this conversation several times on the show. I think it's a tool. It's really a tool that only us as developers, real developers, should be using at this point. I think it's when non-developers get their hands on these things, think that they're something that they're not, and start writing bad code again.
I agree and I disagree to a point.
I disagree with your disagree.
I'm seeing it being used by designers for rapid prototype, but the designer is very aware that this is rapid prototype to maybe show how something could work, and then wants to pass that prototype off to developers to actually write the real code. Like, he's being very intentional of, this is not production code. It is not meant for production. It is really meant to give management or, people, stakeholders, an idea of something that could work and say, is this what you're looking for in how this design operates?
Yeah. I guess I should be clear with my statement. I am all for a professional using AI for their area of professionalism. Like, if you're an auto mechanic, you can use AI to help your auto mechanicing, use it. But don't be an auto mechanic, use AI to build a website and say, oh, I'm a developer now. I mean, that's where I start to roll my eyes and be like, oh God, here we go again. That's how I feel about Bitcoin too. Bitcoin was great until the general world decided, oh, Bitcoin's a thing I can game and invest in and make money on. And it's like, no, it's not. It's not a money making scheme. Bitcoin is meant to be like a currency replacement, and like normies got a hold of it and just makes it a pain in the ass.
There was a good period of time where I was buying Bitcoin and looking for places to spend Bitcoin. Like,
yeah, me too. Yeah,
places had in the window like Bitcoin accepted. I was like, this is the future, and then that all seems to have gone away.
We even had a client we were trying to convince to take Bitcoin as payment, and we had like this whole process of it'll translate into cash like immediately if you want, or we can say store half of it as Bitcoin and see if the value goes up. But we had like all these solutions for them, which still would have applied today, like if they were doing like that immediate turn this into cash approach. But yeah, man, I still have Bitcoin, and I'm still happy with where I am with my Bitcoin because it went up from when I purchased it. So, but it's just like I feel like we could be so much further along with Bitcoin than where we are now because everything went, everybody started messing around with it. All right. That's a general side note. Did you ever watch? So you saw I was watching Mr. Robot, right? I was rewatching. Dude, season 3, episode 1, which they're very clever. They do the array thing. So episode 1 is actually 3.0. So it's hard. So the first time Mr. Robot came out was the Orange Man's first term, right?
I don't remember.
I'm telling you. And so they reference a lot of what was going on to, things, but it really didn't it still seemed far-fetched. Like say, oh, what? That's not happening. Jesus Christ, but it was for the show, right? This time, if you've watched Mr. Robot, watch it again. And when you get to season 3, episode 1, your mind will literally melt out of your eye sockets with the current administration having their own meme coin. And oh man, I watched that show and the whole thing. One of the things about it was there's this whole evil corporation called E-Corp, evil corporation, right? E-Corp. And they're trying to get all the world, so everything's collapsing, right? Society's collapsing around it, all because of things that happen on Mr. Robot. And E-Corp is trying to get all the countries in the world to recognize E-Coin as the new currency over Bitcoin because they want to be in charge of currency and how it gets distributed, who's using it, how they're using it. Like they want to marketize everything about currency. And it's just like, then you look back at the fact that our current administration created their own coin. I'm surprised they haven't signed some of the executive orders saying this is the new official currency of the US and you can't use anything else. I mean, it's blowing my mind. Mr. Robot, probably one of the best developer series to watch. It will just absolutely blow your mind. I enjoyed it the first time. I am literally enjoying it much more watching it this time. And it doesn't help the world we're living in just hits a little harder when you're watching it the second time. So watch it, John. That's your homework for next week. I expect you to watch all 4 seasons by next week. We'll have a quiz. There'll be a quiz
with all the time I have. Yeah, let me work on that.
You're flying up in the air anyways. Just take your phone with you. It's not like you got anything else to do. Just watch the show while you're up there.
I wish I was up in the air more often. Jeez. Had to do it as much as I could while I was in Denver.
We are way long on this one. I'm going to get yelled at for how long, how high up our stream bill is this month. But I want to thank everybody who's been hanging out with us live. We appreciate you. Hope you liked your show. If this is the first time watching it, subscribe, hit the little bell, come back next week. Jump in our Discord, discord.phparch.com, and be part of the show. As you see, we like to talk with Skimmer, who said, I watched a vid recently on how Bitcoin mines in Texas, I assume, TX, right?
Yep.
Ruining people's lives because they are ruining people's lives. Yeah. Well, it's more the fact that they're loud, but like Bitcoin in principle is just hasn't been great for the environment. I mean, I hate to say it.
What service were you watching Mr. Robot on?
Netflix. It just came on Netflix, so yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought I was going to say. That A Woods was saying something.
Yeah, and if you're not subscribed to Curiosity Stream, subscribe. Not an official sponsor, but also official sponsor. Curiosity Stream is I think we talked about this last week. Our new client here at PHP Architect. We started with them this week, and our developer has already pushed code to production. So, they're still up. We're happy. They have a job for another week. They're getting physically ill from the noise. I don't understand what you're saying, Schemer. Like, then turn the Bitcoin machine? They put in
No,
another room?
there must be Bitcoin mines, like people with thousands of computers running, just mining Bitcoin, that are just the fans, or just the computers making a lot of noise. I don't know. I haven't heard that. Just interesting.
I have to. You'd have to point us to a video there to watch it, because, like, to me, I'll just like put it in my basement and forget about it. Okay, really, we have talked for a long time.
Bitcoin mining operations, particularly in Texas, can be very loud due to the thousands of computers and cooling fans involved in the process.
But
Granbury, Texas.
To be there.
No, it's I live here, and then somebody sets up a Bitcoin mine a couple miles from me, and I can hear the noise for
Are you
24 hours a
serious?
day. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Yeah.
Acres of servers. Really?
Yep.
Boobs. Oh, that I don't think that's related, John.
No.
I think that's another topic Sarah's talking about. All right, I need to look into this, because this is crazy to me. I have not heard this. This is
In Granbury,
nuts.
Texas.
Granbury, Texas. Why are they in Granbury, Texas? I wonder. All right, we're really just rambling at this point, but I enjoy these shows. I like making John just itch. I can feel his toes curling under the desk, like, oh my god, he's talking again.
No, I'm not. I'm the one that kept it going, talking about Bitcoin in Texas. Well, actually, Schemer started it, and then I looked it up and then kept talking about it. It's the way it goes some days.
This is why we're here, man. We're here. Look, we're getting more viewers as we ramble, so we just need to keep going. All right, I have guests here. I gotta go see if my guests are
Go tell TJ I said hi.
How do you know it's TJ, John? You don't know it's TJ.
True. Hi,
you know
TJ.
what I was going to do? You know what I was going to do?
You said it at the beginning of the show.
What? Oh yeah, TJ was here. Did I talk about that on the show?
Yes, you did.
That would have been funny, right?
Yeah.
Oh, God damn it, TJ. Ruined everything. And made it worse by coming up here with a shirt on. I know he had a shirt off. He was in the pool. I know he had it off. I'm trying to get that like PHP OnlyFans site going. We should have an OnlyFan. Like that fan is just OnlyFan, like one fan for the podcast. All right, that's it. I'm done. I'm out of here.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. Talk to you. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.
This has been PHP Podcast, the official podcast of PHP Architect, the industry's leading tech magazine and publisher, focused on PHP and web development. Subscribe today at phparch.com to see what the leaders in the community and industry are talking about.